Welcome to the So Tell Me podcast. This is episode 1 and you want to stay tuned.
That's a great introduction.
Thank you very much.
You've been working on that one?
No.
What do you want me for?
Nothing, get lost. Callum, welcome to the podcast. You are guest number 1, as you insisted.
Thank you so much. Thank you for the invite.
You're very welcome. You know, we thought it only right that the boss comes on first. So we're going to just have a chat and talk all things Sew Centre.
Sounds good.
Exciting things coming up.
Yep.
And yeah, everything about you, basically.
Sounds perfect.
Let's chat all things Sew Centre, Barnyarns, everything. Where did this all start for you?
Where did this all begin?
Where did it start? So, Callum, tell me.
No, so tell me. You just said, so Callum, tell me again.
So tell me.
You're the one who told me the brand is So Tell Me, and I'm having to tell you what to say for the brand. So the brand is So Tell Me. Sorry. Okay.
So tell me, Callum, where did this all start? Barnyarns, Sew Centre.
Okay.
Let's start from the beginning.
So I'm 31.
Excellent.
I think that's quite useful just to give you a timeline backwards. So my grandparents, the story started like 40 years ago. They ran a company called Madeira Threads in the UK. They had this big arrangement with Madeira Global. They met the owners at a trade show in Hanover many moons ago. My grandpa was importing semi-industrial multi-needle embroidery machines at the time. They came over to him at the show and said, can we try our threads on your machines? You know, we just want to see how they are, see how they sort of react on them. He tried them on the machines. They worked beautifully at high speeds. They were really good quality. And that kind of struck a partnership from pretty much the end of that show on Sunday with the two brothers and my grandparents. And that's how Madeira UK started.
Wow.
So they started that business and they operated out of my grandparents' house in Knaresborough. My dad worked for the business, as did my uncle, and I think my auntie was involved as well. So very much a small family business. They picked and packed all the orders out the front room of the house.
Wow.
And got to the point where they scaled that up, and they eventually had, I think, like 25 members of staff. They moved to Borough Bridge, they moved to Thirsk, and really run a really successful business out of there. And that was obviously all to industry. So industrial threads to big thread brands, which obviously we'll keep off the podcast because we don't want to do any sort of brand endorsements.
There's no thread available anywhere.
Especially when we're not being paid for it.
No.
So that kind of really propelled them into the industrial threads of, especially in the UK market. As my dad grew in that business, opportunity presented where they thought there was a massive market with the end consumer for embroidery. So we basically went about a way finding a retail outlet for which we could sell the industrial thread to the end consumer. I had a contact called Adele Bates. She ran a business out of a barn that was selling yarn. Aptly named Barnyarns.
Right, yes.
And the rest was history. So my dad took that over. It started with just Madeira Threads. He expanded it and did pretty much all brands of threads, accessories, fabrics, you name it, he stocked it. And it was a mail order business in the first instance. So it was all very much call to place an order through a catalogue, that sort of stuff.
Because what sort of year was this?
This was 2002 it started.
Oh, okay.
So
right.
a fair few years ago.
Yeah, okay.
I mean, it's crazy when you look at 2002, you almost think it was like 5 years ago.
Yeah,
but actually
exactly.
It was 24 years ago.
Yeah, it's nearly as old as me.
Yeah, and me. So obviously when it started, maybe 2007, 2008, it really started to kind of get some legs.
Yeah.
Grew, expanded, did all sorts of exhibitions up and down the country, really became a name for themselves. And I think today it's become one of the biggest thread retailers in the UK. So really exciting. So I went and worked for my parents, worked in picking and packing about 12 years ago. I never ever wanted to work for my parents.
Really?
Yeah, never did. And
That's
it just happened.
very interesting.
Yeah, I'm not sure how it happened, but it happened. And before you knew it, I was very much involved in the family business.
So why didn't you want to work for family?
I think it's one of those. There's probably a bit of a stigma with it, to be honest. You kind of want to go out there and create your own destiny. I always
which arguably you have done.
Well, yeah, you would say so. But in terms of at the time, I was really into sales. I really liked going out and speaking to people. I liked selling products. I liked using my air of persuasion to really kind of push a message, and obviously that did well for sales.
Yeah.
I think an opportunity came where I think I was just between jobs, and I just said I was going to go and help him for 3-4 months, just until I got a new job. And 15 years later,
Here we are.
So yeah, I was working for my family business, and I actually got approached by Faf sewing machines.
Right.
So we went to have a chat with Faf, and this was just after COVID, so it was all very fresh. I think we missed the heyday of sewing machine sales.
I was going to say, because that really was when sewing just catapulted itself.
I had a really good idea where I thought I'd start a sewing machine dealership when it had already passed the peak.
Yeah, great.
I believe in capturing the opportunity after it's been done.
Excellent.
So I was quite proud of that one.
Good.
So we had a conversation with Faf. We got the machines in. When I say we, I got the machines in because that was my thing that I was doing on my own at the time. My dad basically said, look, we'll front it through Barnyarns, you can have a stab at it, see what you think, see how you get on.
Right.
So we did that for 6 months, and we sold loads of machines. And I think for me,
so this was without like physical premises. You were basically working.
This was without physical premises, so I was effectively just selling machines to our customer base, but with no idea how I was actually going to support the sale.
Right.
So it was after 4 or 5 months when you've sold all these machines and it feels great and it's all exciting, and you really feel like you're kind of growing with the brand, and then it all comes crashing down when you realise, oh my god, like, what happens when these people have issues?
Yeah.
What happens when it goes wrong? What happens when the needle thread is broken? What happens when someone needs support on the machine? And at the time, I didn't know anything. I had a great knowledge on thread and accessories, but machines were completely new.
Yeah.
So I think as a quite naive 26, 27-year-old, that was quite a big point in time where, I had to basically make decisive action and think, right, okay, what am I actually going to do? Because I need to build a structure of support, because if I don't, I'm going to be in a lot of trouble. So I needed someone who I could trust, someone who had a mechanical mind, someone who was extremely conscientious and extremely intelligent, and I couldn't find anyone.
Yeah.
So
did you notice he started to smile when he started talking about this
So I chose the second
individual?
best alternative, which was my best friend William Steer.
Oh.
He's going to absolutely hate me for that now.
Yeah, he is.
So we took, Will was also in between jobs, and we were out having a few beers, and I just said to him, look, how do you feel? And I pitched it to him like that. I said, how do you feel about dropping your tools and coming and servicing sewing machine? And he kind of looked at me and went, you must be joking. Like, I literally couldn't think of anything worse. So that was kind of conversation over, and we kind of just let it run through, and we just finished our drink, and that was it. And then I think a couple of days later, he came back to me and he was like, so about that, like, what's behind that? Like, what's the job? What does it entail? And to be fair, the rest was history from that. So we sat down, had a really serious interview with him.
That's hard to imagine when you meet Will, and you will meet Will. I can't imagine that.
It wasn't a serious interview, but it was actually quite hilarious. I'd love to recreate that interview, because it was having no boundaries with your best friend and almost interviewing him was a very odd experience.
Yeah.
So that happened. He got the job. He got the job. Excellent. So anyway, we basically started our operation still under the Barnyarns name. We were working in our canteen. So I had one half of the canteen, a desk with all my stuff on one side, and he had the other side of the canteen where he serviced the machines, repaired them, answered the customer phone calls. We made our lunch. We argued. That was our setup for about another 6 months post that.
I mean, for context, the canteen sounds very grand, but in fact it's just, your average kind of small kitchen. So we're not talking a big space here.
It's not big. And we'll probably have to show, maybe we can snip in a picture of the canteen to give context.
Yeah.
Maybe we won't. We'll depend how dirty and clean it is.
We'll clean it.
Okay, so that's how it all started. And then I think it got to the point where, we were running a reasonable operation, and I got to the point where I just couldn't understand why we couldn't make this a much bigger thing. We could turn this into a really exciting venture in its own right. I think Barnyarns had identified itself as a really prominent sewing machine thread retailer in the industry.
Absolutely.
Really loyal base, amazing customers. He does his John's jokes, he does his newsletters, we go to exhibitions, a really great established business. So I thought, look, I don't want customers stumbling onto the Barnyarns website and searching for machines in between buying threads and fabrics. Let's create a brand new entity And let's focus on that as a separate business for Will effectively to work in with myself, and then Barnyarns could be completely separate. So that's what we did. So Sew Centre was the brainchild of that that story. I couldn't believe Sew Centre was available when I went to find the domains.
Absolutely.
And we built the website, and I thought I was chuffed because it was everything I envisaged in terms of the brand, really clean. Yeah. Hopefully reflecting what it is that we were trying to do, which is be innovative, be different, be exciting. So we created that brand, and we just went from there. So that was 5 years ago. Since then, we've grown our team the Sew Centre team to the 6 of us. Obviously, you now included, which I'm sure we'll come back to in another episode. We've got we're a multi-branded dealer, so we do Janome, we do Faf, we do Benina, we do Baby Lock, we do Horn Cabinets, and we do an exciting new brand.
A very exciting new one.
Should we discuss that now, or should we wait to tell them another time?
No, we'll tell them a little bit later.
Happy Japan.
Yeah. Just throw the name out there. We'll get back to it. Don't worry.
So and we're very proud to say we are now one of the biggest sewing machine dealers in the UK.
Absolutely.
We've got an amazing service centre. I'm not trying to plug the business, by the way, but check our
Trustpilot
reviews. 5-star, amazing engineers, amazing staff, no pushy sales.
All the links will be below.
Link in the bio. Cheers. So yeah, we have a great team, and I really think that what we've built between the exhibitions that we do, the website, obviously this that we've just built, which is our studio podcast filming area, we've got a great setup. Yeah. And we're proud of it. We are. I mean,
to give the viewers a peek behind the curtain, this studio the idea of the studio didn't exist 2 weeks ago.
We'll clip before picture for that as well. They'll be quite shocked. So just for context, behind the scenes, that's not really relevant at all. This used to be my dad's office. Yeah. So he came round to it when I eventually had to kick him out, but he's I think he'll be all right. I think he's in Chicago somewhere.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't think he's too concerned. Yeah.
We might let him come in and sit in here occasionally, but yeah, I mean we had a conversation on the Monday about, we need somewhere to film, and you kind of went, well, we'll make a space. And the Tuesday morning he comes in and he's like, here, I've designed the studio.
So the thing is, the interesting thing for me is that when we obviously took you on, we run things slightly different at Sew Centre, where we kind of just throw everything at it in one go and, kind of just run with it, don't we? We're organised.
Yeah.
Organised chaos is the word, but obviously when you came in, we knew exactly what it was we wanted you to do, because you are fantastic and we are really excited with what's going to happen. But I think we didn't properly think about how it would actually work. Yeah. We had the ideas, but the actual reality of where you're going to film, where you're going to work, we invested quite a lot of money in a showroom downstairs, fully kitted it out, fully got that to a point where we now have a really great showroom that we always get people to come into. I was on the news, got an article written on me about it, but
we'll link below.
We'll save that for another day. And yeah, so when you came in, we basically just had to decide where we were going to do this. It wouldn't have worked in the showroom. No. And yeah, like you said, when we have an idea, we like to run with it, and here we are 2 weeks later. Yeah,
so. And it looks incredible. So thank you for this fabulous studio.
Well, and right, yeah. I mean, it's been all of us, hasn't it? Me and Will actually built it. Yeah.
I have video evidence of said building as well.
And I was actually using the screwdriver.
And the drill.
You were impressed.
I was very impressed, actually.
Thank you.
I'll give you your juice.
Thank you.
Okay. Yeah, no one died. There was no first aid instance. Yeah, I mean, I put together a chair, so if it
I am
falls
sat in
to
the
pieces,
chair that I built.
Well,
because I wasn't sure about yours.
Well, I think it's fine, so I wouldn't worry about it. It looks fine. When it starts to creak, it'll be fine. Yeah. But yeah, so there's a lot of really exciting things coming up. Yeah. Let alone just in the studio.
Absolutely.
But do you want to talk about the exciting new brand that is?
I think we should talk about it, because I think for us it's been in the making for quite a long time. Mm-hmm. We talk about third generation family business. Obviously, one of the perks of being established for so long is that, you know, we have built some amazing connections.
Absolutely.
You know, without going into too much detail, the opportunity for us to distribute this amazing brand of sewing machine has come from a connection that my grandparents had with Happy Japan themselves.
Right.
So in terms of the product that we're actually bringing to the domestic market, it comes from the industrial pedigree of Happy Japan, which is known in the multi-needle embroidery industry, and it's a really big player. So what they've done is Japanese engineered, Japanese designed sewing machines that are built on the same industrial pedigree. You're really hearing my pitch now, aren't you? It's just rolling off the tip of my tongue. But seriously, the way they're built, the chassis of them, the quality of the stitch, the box feed technology on it. I mean, you've tried it yourself.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I came in and was presented with this brand new brand that I'd never seen, and I didn't know much about it. And you said, you know, have a go, see what you think. And I must admit,
and then I paid you £100 and you said it was great.
Yeah, absolutely. You know,
I
was skeptical, because you never know with these things.
No.
And you do keep to the brands you know. We all do that.
100%.
And I was really, really pleasantly surprised.
I think the thing for me is as well, because we're so lucky that we've done so many exhibitions. We've taken all our machines to all the shows. You know, we've got a great on the front line view of the customer's behaviour, what their problems are, what our solutions can be for them. You know, fundamentally, people want good quality machines. They want competitive prices. For me, the after sales, and the ability to have it engineering, the engineering side of things is so important. And I think for me, because we're offering like a 5-year warranties on these machines, and they are solid. I think
they are solid.
You can see the passion that comes through when people sell something they actually believe in. And that helps.
I mean, it's really hard to sell something that you don't believe in.
100%.
So just it makes my job much easier.
Exactly. But also fundamentally with the machines and the market that we're trying to get into, you know, we want to get machines into the market where, you know, for example, all of them have the ability to have embroidery. So we're trying to find a way for people to get into embroidery without having to go and spend a crazy amount of money on an embroidery machine that they can add on to their sewing machine. So you can get yourself a really good quality sewing machine, and then if you want to at a later date buy the embroidery module, that's just something you can do. So we're trying to get as many people as possible into the industry, into sewing, boycotting fast fashion.
Cut that one out.
Boycotting fast fashion, upcycling, recycling, start their own clothing brand, you know, do your own embroidery. And, you know,
absolutely.
It's not just for dressmakers and embroiderers, it's also for quilters. So we have an amazing following of quilters who want a really good quality sewing machine, but they might want to do an embroidered centre panel on the quilt. So now you can do that, and you don't have to spend a fortune.
Absolutely.
So, we're trying to kind of bring this to market. I think we're going to launch at Festival of Quilts.
We are indeed, yes.
We're still trying to work out how we're going to do the stand, because it's a little bit last minute.
It's not last minute. We'll be fine. It will look spectacular, but
I can just see a fast forward now to post-Festival Quilts.
Me, I've gone grey.
Yeah, literally. So
it's going to be great. Festival of Quilts is going to be fantastic.
And it's not like we've got nothing else going on at Festival of Quilts.
No, absolutely not.
We've
not
also
a
got
massive stand.
We've also got a 30-metre long barnyard stand.
Yeah. I mean, the biggest barnyard stand of all shows
I think if you're sprinting from one end of the barnyard stand to the other, I think it will take the average person maybe 7-8 seconds.
Maybe we should test this out at Festival of Quilts. If you want us to do a video of Callum running up and down the barnyard stand,
I will not be doing that.
Then please let's make a target. How many views do we need on this video, or comments on this video?
And if we don't
let's
get those,
say 1,000 comments on this video, and I will do 999 of them. And we will get Callum to sprint.
And if we don't do 1,000 comments, Will has to do it.
Well, I mean, that's a given. We'll do it anyways. But is that the biggest stand that we do at shows?
It is, yeah. So Festival Quilts is our biggest audience. It attracts people from all over the world. We are obviously the principal retailer of threads at that show. We bring loads of staff. I think the thing that we built our business on is the education and that kind of personal feel, where if you come to us and ask a question, we're there to answer it. You know, we're not just selling you products and you know, moving on. And I think that's really what we're trying to do with our online presence as well, because as we move forward and everyone's on TikTok and Instagram and Facebook, we have to kind of follow that suit. So, you know, we're going to continue to do the exhibitions because people like to touch, feel what they are buying.
Yeah.
But we do need to have that sort of presence online as well. And that's why we're here today.
I mean, if you think about the sewing industry and how much it grew during COVID, and the presence of the sewing industry grew only online because that's all we were allowed to do. Well, I mean, it's created communities
100%
with people across the world, never mind just in the UK.
I think it's done so much for the industry. I think it's changed consumer behaviour. I think people shop in a different way.
Yeah.
I think people research in a different way. I think businesses, in a good way, are probably more transparent than they've ever been.
Yeah.
You know, we are now in a world where you can be highly criticised, you can be highly...
Absolutely.
You know, all it takes is one video to go viral and, you know, everything's out there.
Yeah.
So, you know, for us as a business, it's really important that we keep up and, you know, diversifying and finding ways to kind of keep up is so important.
Absolutely.
But yeah, for me in the industry, it's a very exciting time. I think it's one of those I've said to you many times, you know, the amount of times I've been out for a drink with my friends, you know, and you get the old question of, oh, what do you do for a living?
Yeah.
And you tell them you sell sewing machines.
Yeah.
And they look at you and you can see it in their face. They're thinking, I really want to start a conversation and carry this on to be polite, but I have no idea what to say to you. Yeah. Because in their head, it's just their great-great-grandma who's got a Singer treadle machine.
Or their next question is, oh, I've got a pair of jeans that has a broken zipper. Can you fix it for me?
Or, absolutely. And we get it all. But it's part of the parcel.
It is.
This is why, as well, you know, if we can find a way to innovate the whole industry so people can see what is actually going on behind the scenes, you know, the fact that there is sewing machines to the end domestic consumer that cost £13,000,
which is crazy,
£14,000 even. Yeah, you know, and that is for a sewing and embroidery machine for a domestic hobbyist that isn't using it for business. Yeah, it's serious business.
I mean, that's the most common thing I hear when people are looking at machines that are a considerable budget, and I totally understand it's a lot of money to put down, and everyone's immediate response is, "But surely you." Got to be using that for a business, and in a lot of the cases that isn't the case.
Look, at the end of the day, whether you're spending £200 or £14,000, you know, the idea is you're getting into sewing, you're getting into a hobby. Yeah, you know, the whole well-being aspect of it is so exciting. It's
bringing you joy.
Honestly, my partner and a mum knit. Yeah. So when I first sat in the house and was looking on the sofa to them, and I could hear the needles clinking, I was like, "What the hell are you doing?" You're 24. Why are you knitting? Yeah. So I don't. You probably can't see it on the camera. So I started knitting. So I knitted a scarf.
Really?
And I held one needle between my knees, and I literally was almost like doing the loop. What is it? I can't remember.
Knit one, purl one.
Knit purl. Yeah. So I was doing the knit purl, and I was sat there for like 3 hours, and I did like 25 stitches, but I didn't say a word. And I was just in my own world. Wow. I was completely detached from everything that was going on in the world. And the point being is it's a really nice detachment.
It is.
And I think for sewing, for knitting, for whatever it is you're doing, it's a really good thing for your well-being as well.
Absolutely.
And I think a lot of people are finding that as a hobby.
Yeah.
So, you know, whether you're spending £200 or £14,000, it doesn't matter. No. You're getting into a hobby that is actually really productive. It's rewarding.
Absolutely.
And whether you're dressmaking, quilting or embroidering, you're going to have something at the end of it as well.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I think what's really interesting as well, and I was having a conversation with someone about this the other day, the fact that AI is changing our world so much at the moment, and really our industry, yes, is going to be changed by AI, but actually AI can't sew for you.
I think AI is going to change everything, and I think everything will be done differently. I think the e-commerce experience for customers purchasing will become very uniformed. That probably will be streamlined, quicker, cheaper, which is great for consumer. But I think, like you said, one thing that will not change is that content education. Yeah. You know, how to use a machine. You know, using the machine. Yeah. You know, you can't get AI to make you a dress.
No, exactly.
And you know how rewarding that is.
Yeah. I mean, I'm
still waiting for you to make a shirt for me, by the way. I was hoping to have it before holiday, but that's not happened.
Holiday?
Yeah.
What, next
6
week?
6 days.
Maybe not. Festival quilts.
Yeah, okay.
Festival quilts.
Have you just thought of a new show?
Let's do it. Festival Quilts Scotland will come in.
Scotland Festival Quilts. I just think we should trademark that before we put this in.
We should, shouldn't we? I'd totally be there. My
I'd love
sister-in-law
that.
is like, oh my God.
I'm going to see festivalquilts.com is available after this. If anyone takes that, I'll be absolutely fuming. Oh wait, I'll check before we put this light. Okay, fine.
Definitely, yeah.
Anyway, festival quilts, sorry.
Festival quilts. Yeah, we'll aim for festival quilts to have
fine.
a shirt done for you. Maybe we'll have a Happy Japan embroidery in the back.
And you saw this here, everyone here first.
It won't happen.
It won't. It absolutely won't
It won't happen.
You've got too many things to be getting on.
We have so many things to be doing.
What did I do this morning at 7:30 this morning? Called you to say what our next content plan was on the way to work. Here you went, thank you for that information. I'll see you at 8:30. Now,
But we have our best ideas while driving to work, don't we?
I always do. So for me, you know, when I drive to work, you should listen to my Spotify album. It's
I'd rather not. It's full of
girly pop
Swift,
song.
isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. She really is my inspiration. But, you know, that 40 minutes on the way to work and 30, 40 minutes on the way back is prime work mode, idea mode generation.
Absolutely.
And then when I come to work, I just watch BBC News.
Just sits in the corner going, have you seen this? No, I'm kidding. So what is your vision for the next 5 years of Sew Centre?
So Sew Centre for me is a really exciting business to be a part of, and I think that's what everyone here shares.
Yeah.
I think every single member of staff here are absolutely brilliant, and I feel like everyone has the same goal, which is to create something innovative, different, exciting. We want everyone here to grow their careers. We want everyone to have an involvement in what we are creating, and I think it's bigger than just a dealer.
Absolutely.
I think we're creating a global brand for next generation of sewing. How can we make it so that we are even closer to our consumer? We bring better products to our consumer. We're more engaging. We're more entertaining. You know, and there's so many things that, you know, not just me. Everyone here have got ideas. We've got products in the pipeline that I'm sure we'll bring to the conversation in a couple of months. You know, there's a lot of things going on, and you know, I think, you know, you can be a big sewing machine dealer, you can sell machines, that's fantastic. But I think for me, having a one-stop shop to all our customer base, you know, growing our customer base is obviously really important. But I've always been a fan of creating. I get my kick from visions coming true and materialising a vision. So, you know, if that's creating products, if that's creating service, if that's creating, you know, better experiences for our customers, that is absolutely the fundamental. Absolutely. And if I can do that with an amazing team of staff, then, you know, that is something that's really exciting for me. And that for me is where I see the future, because it's genuinely more of a hobby. I find this job really interesting. I think I'm so lucky to be in a position where, you know, we can hire the best people. You know, we've got the best staff, we've got the best setup, in my opinion. And I would say that. But, you know,
agree, to be
you've
fair.
got a showroom, we've got a shop, we've got an amazing B2C dispatch operation. So everything's computer controlled. We've got so much better for order dispatch on the Barnyarns side of the business. So, you know, however orders that come in through the door, you know, we're far more efficient, especially when they're larger orders as well. You know, and the biggest thing people don't understand is the logistics that go behind a business like this, because you've got Barnyarns, you've got Sew Centre. I think what else
we now have Happy Japan.
We've got Happy Japan. We do exhibitions. Yes, obviously in terms of the logistics of the back end, like I said, it's really interesting. And when we bring people in, they can kind of really get an idea of the operation, because there's so much going on. There is so much going on. And I think when you first came as well, you were like, bloody hell, like there's a lot.
There's a lot more people in the business.
We've got a very efficient staff led by Dom, who you'll probably know from the shows, but he doesn't like to be on camera.
No,
so
he probably won't feature.
We'll have to do the candid shots.
We'll do a spy camera.
Yes.
A Dom spy camera.
Should we do
at
that?
Shows. Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Let's do that.
We'll get a GoPro and.
Is that legal?
Well, we'll make him sign something.
We'll have to speak to HR about that.
Interesting
I can imagine.
to actually find out how it works day to day, and even Sew Centre, obviously.
100%.
We had a relationship when I previously worked at Baby Lock. And again, I didn't know the day-to-day operation, and now it's really interesting to know the ins and outs. Yeah,
so this is all the things that we need to document on our journey of discovery through e-commerce online. Yeah. So good.
It is. It's really exciting. Well, Callum, thank you for coming and being the first guest on our podcast.
Thank you. I really appreciate the invite, which was an invite.
It was a forced invite. No, I'm kidding. It was an invitation. You have an open invitation to come back on the podcast.
I made sure I got my hair cut as well.
Yeah. Yeah, please do. We want you to, look trim. But yes, you have an open invitation to the podcast.
Thank
I'm
you.
sure you will be back because there are always exciting things for us to talk about.
Absolutely, yeah.
And I look forward to episode number 2.
Fantastic.
And you better be listening.
I'll be listening.
Good.
Thank you, guys. Yeah.
You're
Brilliant.
very welcome.
Really enjoyed it.
Guys, thank you for watching and listening, whether you are on YouTube, Spotify, or your other podcast platforms. If you enjoyed the podcast, please let us know. We would love to hear your feedback.
And don't let us know if you didn't.
Yeah, don't do that. So please like, comment, subscribe, all those good things. And we will see you very soon.